There are creatures science refuses to recognize. But new technology makes us wonder what is real. If our eyes see it, if our cameras capture it, does it exist? We're going to enter a world where fact meets fiction, where science meets legend, and where nightmares come to life. Now tell me, do you believe? Danger, Kaiju. Hey everyone, Manny here, Dragon Tamer Team Forbidden, and we are back with somewhat of an unorthodox deck profile that I came up with. A couple of the people here were skeptical until I dueled Andrew, and now he's a believer. Haha, cryptid joke. So, let's get on with the deck profile, shall we? First off, we have the most well-known monster out there, 3 Bigfoot. Standard, basically, we all know what the dangers do. Reveal, and if they don't get chosen, they get summoned, you get the draw. If he gets discarded, you get to pop one face-up card on the field. The whole premise of Danger Kaiju is that everyone's setting up these boards of, oh, I'm going to set up Dragoon, I'm going to set up Borreload Savage, Arc Herald, blah, 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 blah. So, what's the best thing to really get over those? Just summon something bigger or Kaiju them. Or just activate cards that that give you pluses as you play. Next to Bigfoot, 3 Thunderbird. Next to Bigfoot, he's the biggest beater at 28. On top of that, also another level 8. These are your main targets for trade-in to get your plus on top of getting a pop. It's free real estate, as we say. 2 Dogman, because he's the only other really big kaiju, or other big danger monster, I should say. Because everything else, Ogopogo's low, Nessie's low, all of them are low, so I kind of opted to not really run Ogopogo in here. Since you go through a lot of your deck, 2 Chupacabra, because pitching him with something like Dark World Dealings or his own effect to just bring back beat sticks like Bigfoot, like Thunderbird, like Dogman, works out. 1 Mothman, because he's your 4th Dark World Dealings of the deck. And then the best ofs of the dangers. 1 Tsuchinoko, free summon. 1 Jackalope, he's the special summon of your deck, and then the free search with Nessie. On top of double danger response team. Because the best play for this deck is kaijuing your opponent's monster, summoning a danger, and just adding them both back to hand with this. On top of its graveyard effect of discarding a danger, drawing a card, and then activating that danger's effect. This, you'll see that with the other cards I have, this can manipulate the danger effects easy with stuff like the trade-in, like Dark World Dealings, like Response Team, and others that I have in here. Now your main play starter of the deck, 3 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, because clearing the board and just giving them something like Gamma Seal to easily run over, and possibly OTK if they're unlucky with the chance rolls on the dangers, is pretty good. Kamunga, Godzara, Dogoron, and Jizukido finish up the lineup for the other pairs of Interrupted Kaiju Slumbers. And you'll see what else I got working with this in a bit. The 1-ofs of Pankratops and Alpha, because returning your dangers back to your hand and activating them again is broken, and free summon and pop during the player's turn. 3 trade-ins, because we got a lot of level 8s, especially working the best with Bigfoot and Thunderbird to discard, get your draw 2, and then get a pop. Dark World Dealings when you want to just intentionally activate your danger effects, or just mess with your opponent's hand when they don't have anything. 1 Upstart, because you gotta have a 39 card deck. Like that matters with dangers. Called by the Grave, because it's called by the Grave. Harpy's Feather Duster, because no one likes back row. Everyone's favorite Floodgate since Sky Striker era. Remove brainwashing when you just have a handful of Kaijus and you just take your opponent's monster away just to give it back to yourself. And one skill drain, because everything in your deck activates in hand. Everything in your deck activates in grave. Your Kaijus don't do anything except get rid of your monster, or your opponent's monster. So this does not hinder your own deck at all, unless you're going into link plays. But even then, you can still work around that. This just slows down the game to something more enjoyable and to just everyone fighting around with big beat sticks.
Like the good old days.
Like the good old days. Back in them rank 4 toolbox days. Now to the extra deck. 1 IP Masquerena. 1 Akashic, because giving your opponent a Kaiju and bouncing it back to your hand is still funny. Nightmare package of Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn, because we still, IP masks, so go into Unicorn. For, their own interruption on top of, hey, they discard, so you keep getting your dangers to go off with their effects going off. Everything in your deck is basically high level, so Blackluster Soldier. Rank 7 engine, can't go wrong with Draco Sack or Big Eye. It's, taking your opponent's stuff or just crazily blowing up with Draco Sack and going into the Nightmares right after. You can really board wipe with this deck. Xenophon, if you want to mess around with their graveyard or just make your own big beat stick, because this thing gains 100 plus stats for every card in the graveyard. Dingirsu when you gotta send. 38 for a spell negate. And you don't got the balls. It's Zeus. He's going to be one of the best cards going around from this format onward till he gets hit or something, so treasure him for now. And then generic rank 4s like Abomination, Abramax, and App. Because, it's the dangers. They can link climb like there's no tomorrow if they really wanted to too. But that's the profile. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, if you see it, does it exist?